On October 7th, Hamas terrorists proved they could easily infiltrate Israel. But what about the United States? The director of a new documentary film called America Invaded says she's interviewed terrorists who are already present in the U.S. to instigate attacks. Nimrata Sing Gujral believes U.S. action against Iran could cause them to speed up their plans.
Is yes, we definitely have threats from Hamas and Hezbollah. And I mean, think about, why wouldn't you? They went to Israel. They were able to get in there, infiltrate the villages, and wreak the havoc that they did. And you've got a wide open border. I mean, this is actually, it's easier to get into the U.S. than it is into Israel. I think it's the Islamic fundamentalists. There's various different organizations, Hamas and Hezbollah being just two of them. You've got ISIS-K, you've got Houthi rebels now, you've got the Jaish-e-Mohammed and the other sort of different parts of the world from Pakistan, et cetera. So I think what I like to just say is jihadists, Islamic fundamentalists, and their ideology is the same. We actually talk about in the film, we talk about what do all of these groups have in common. And we talk about the ideology that speaks to infidels or non-believers who should be punished, who should be killed unless they're under your rule and they pay a tax called jizya. And we actually have a couple of Islamic, very well-known Islamic authorities in the film that speak to this. And it's scary, very scary.
Well, the U.S. right now is continuing to launch retaliatory military strikes inside Yemen, Iraq, and Syria. What's the likelihood that the terrorists that have gone undetected crossing the southern border, the gotaways that you mentioned, may launch attacks right here inside the U.S. if the U.S. bombs targets, let's say, inside Iran?
I don't think it's going to necessarily instigate them to do it so much, because I think that they're here to instigate those attacks. Do I think it's going to maybe fast track it? Absolutely. But remember, we started doing this 2 years ago, and we sort of followed the path, and we actually show you some interviews in the film of terrorists actually being in the U.S. I think they're here. The sleeper cells are here. Unfortunately, and I say this with a great deal of remorse, we will see another 9/11, unfortunately, and I'm so sad to say this, we will.
Well, it seems like it's heading that direction, and in your film, America Invaded, you talked to veterans, Gold Star families who told you about their suffering and their sacrifice. Do you think it was worth it, or are they bitter and resentful? What do they think?
I don't think these people can ever be bitter and resentful just because of who they are. I have never served in the military. I'm a Democrat, believe it or not. I'm not a complete crazy leftist. I'm somewhere in the middle. I do believe Americans should come together. I just did an interview and they asked me, why are you still a Democrat? Because the Democrat Party is a mess. I'm not sure I'm going to vote Democrat in 2024, but someone needs to stick around to fix the party. If this is what is happening at our border should concern every single American. Going back to the veterans, I think when people serve in the military, they're Democrats and Republicans, largely, I think, conservative, but there are some liberals there. But I think the way they look at serving their country goes well beyond sacrifice and well beyond regret and resentment. What I will tell you is this. The Biden administration, and I speak to Mr. Biden, President Biden, as a Democrat who has been a longtime Democrat. President Biden, you are unraveling the legacy and the heroism of all of our troops that were killed and wounded in the global war on terror in Iraq and Afghanistan. Do not do this. It's not worth winning an election to unravel that legacy.
Well, in addition to free housing, New York City is launching a $53 million pilot program to give undocumented immigrant families prepaid debit cards. So what about homeless veterans? Are they getting the help they need? What have you discovered?
So we actually, I released another picture 2 years ago. It was called America's Forgotten. It's on Amazon Prime. A homeless veteran basically says, sometimes we just feel like we're used as pawns to go, we're told to go protect America and sent to these foreign territories, which they don't mind going, by the way. And then you just leave the floodgates open on the home front of giving out these free handouts to illegal immigrants versus perhaps the people that have served and come back and need the help desperately to live their day-to-day lives. And they want an explanation.
Nimrata Sing Gujral, thanks for taking the time to share with us. God bless you in your efforts.
AmericaInvadedFilm.com. Thank you very much.